I did my makeup to troll my sister's husband. My sister called me an asshole. I'm 20, and to put it bluntly, I look like a girl. Yes, without breasts, but still. Apparently, I just got unlucky with genetics. Most people think I'm just a tomboy, but it's still a bit annoying when I'm mistaken for a girl. I'm generally comfortable being myself now, but I used to get picked on a lot for this, so the subject is sensitive for me. My sister's husband, who is 30, constantly jokes about it. I've told him to stop, but he ignores my requests because it's just a joke. I got fed up and decided to fight back instead of staying quiet and playing the victim as usual. I specifically asked my friends and my younger sister to do my makeup shortly before they arrived. Essentially, I wanted them to make me look as feminine as possible. They did a great job, and it turned out that with makeup, I look very much like a younger version of my older sister. When they arrived, I purposefully acted as girly as possible. It was clearly very uncomfortable for my sister's husband, so this time I definitely won. They left very early, and later I got a message from my sister calling me in a hole because I made her husband uncomfortable. She told several relatives about it. Most on my side, but some think I acted childishly and that it's now a whole territory. Am I the asshole? Edited. Received a message from my sister saying I'm a giant piece of shit and I'm ruining her marriage. I don't think I'll be seeing them anytime soon, but just in case, I'll try to have a proper talk with my parents about all of this and see if we can keep them out of our house for a while. Since I only pay rent to live with my parents, I don't have much of a say, but I hope my parents can support me. Update 1. Thanks to everyone for the feedback, support, acceptance, and for the comments that even made me laugh. The last few days have been crazy. I sat down and had a serious talk with my parents about my feelings. They agreed that my sister's husband is no longer a welcome guest in the house. The only reason they didn't do or say anything before was that they thought it didn't bother me. They apologized for that and said they would stand up for me more often in the future if something like this happens again. My older sister kept texting me, calling me names, and saying I was ruining her marriage. Yesterday she also came to my parents' house and immediately started screaming at me, which caused things to escalate quickly. Therefore, my parents forbade her from coming over until she apologizes for her behavior and for allowing her husband to bully me for so long. On a positive note, I've been exploring myself a lot lately with my twin sister. She has been very helpful with clothes and makeup. The update isn't particularly exciting or dramatic, but things are gradually looking up, and despite the negativity, this is still an exciting time for me. And yet, I have to say a big thank you to you, brother-in-law. Without you, I might never have started exploring my identity. Update 2. There was no news from my older sister and her husband for a while. My other sisters and I had a great time helping me explore my identity. I even went to a club with them all dressed up, and it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the peace didn't last long. Last night, my sister's husband came to our house drunk, mumbling that I had ruined his marriage, calling me names and talking other shit. He went around the side of the house and entered through the back door, which we never lock. It was very scary at that moment. He lunged at me and tried to pin my head to his crotch, and when that didn't work, he started pulling off my pants and tried to pin me to the floor. Fortunately, my sister was nearby. She pulled him off and threatened him with a kitchen knife. He left immediately, and we called the police and my parents, who weren't home at the time. My parents arrived immediately, but the police only showed up 2 hours later and basically said there was nothing they could do and that if we wanted, we could go to court and get a restraining order. My parents tried calling and texting my older sister to tell her what happened and why he acted that way, but she just texted back "fuck off." I'm shaking badly right now, but I won't let this psycho break me. My parents are going to sign me up for a psychologist so I can talk about this and other issues, and maybe they can also help me better understand my identity. Sorry this update isn't as positive as the previous one, but I really appreciate your support despite there being a few assholes here. My brother-in-law came to our house again, this time to apologize. Luckily I wasn't there, and my dad kicked him out while calling the police at the same time. This time they actually arrived on time, in about 20 minutes. They couldn't do anything except advise me and my parents to get a restraining order. So that's what I did. Right now I only have a temporary order that is valid for about 20-something days, and if he doesn't show up in court during those days, I will be given a more permanent order. Other than that, it's been quiet, and we haven't heard anything more from either my older sister or the brother-in-law. We know she's fine because she's bad-mouthing the family to friends and extended relatives. I'm mostly staying home depressed, but I'm holding on more or less, seeing a therapist. I was diagnosed with depression and prescribed medication. To be honest, I thought I was fine in the days immediately after the brother-in-law tried to do that, but it hit me harder than I expected about 1 to 2 weeks later. My other sisters are really helping me not feel alone. Even if we're just silently watching Netflix sitting on opposite ends of the couch, I feel safe. Update 4. A few days ago, my dad died of a heart attack. I had to just watch him suffer, and I couldn't do anything but cry with my sisters while my mom called an ambulance. I felt so useless and scared. Now I don't have a dad anymore. The person I could always rely on, who protected me, hugged me when I felt bad, taught me and my sisters to fish. Even if we were ungrateful little brats and hated fishing, I would fish forever if it meant I could see him again. How do you even live when a huge part of you is just gone? I'm constantly swinging from numbness to anger to uncontrollable ugly sobbing. I want my dad back. I miss him. I love him and I just want him to come back. Please, 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 please bring him back. He still had so much left to do, see, and enjoy. He still has children to love, and I still have so much love I wanted to give him. I am completely lost right now. I always went to my dad when I was lost, but now he's gone. My dad died about 7 months ago. I'm still grieving, but after working with a therapist and a psychologist, I feel a little better. As for my bitch of an older sister, the last time we saw her was right after Dad died when she wanted to get an inheritance, and then she cursed out our mother after finding out he left her nothing and everything went to Mom. We haven't seen or heard from her since. The only thing we know is that she and her husband moved to the other side of the country to live with his extended relatives. Good riddance. On a brighter note, therapy is going great. I am finally happy to be who I am. I had an appointment with an endocrinologist. After I told her everything, she did basic blood tests and a hormone screening. I don't know why, but I'm glad she did. In addition to slightly low iron, she found that I have less than 1% NGDL testosterone. She thinks it's some form of androgen deficiency. That's likely why I've always looked feminine.